Okay. We should be streaming over on the YouTube channel, and we should technically have clear audio at this point. Dante, I know you say you heard me, brother. If that's still good, just let me get a thumbs up or a yes. I just want to make sure I'm clear for the folks who are going to be over at the YouTube link. Perfect. I don't want to jeopardize going over there and clogging up my bandwidth and trying to, check the quality myself, because sometimes that can really impact the quality of the stream. And being here in Uganda, Africa, period, just having a quality stream is a blessing. So I don't want to jeopardize it. So just hang tight. We have about 2 minutes before the official 6 o'clock hour Central Time. And I'm going to give everybody an extra 5 minutes to get on with the rest of us. So I'm going to encourage everybody in the group. Encourage everybody in the group to come on over. I always get a little nervous when I'm streaming from Africa, because it starts going off well sometimes, and then we get the latency and the delays and the audio, lack of audio synchronization and things like that. And then your machine starts to act up. It's like, the whole concept of, if it can't go wrong, it will go wrong. Yeah, that typically happens when you're trying to get something done tech related. So just hang tight. We are live, so we will get rocking in a moment. I'll go ahead and throw a chart up here in the meantime. Give you guys a little something to look at. Interesting. All right, so I'm just going to drop a few things on over. And I literally just popped up 10 minutes ago out the bed. I literally only slept for an hour since, what's today? Today is Friday. Wow. Friday in Uganda. So I literally haven't slept since Wednesday. I didn't even get to sleep the other night when we got disconnected. And so I'll tell you guys what happened with that in a few. All right. But for the meantime, just hang tight. We're going to give everybody about 5 more minutes. If there's any immediate questions, feel free to type them in the chat boxes. I'll try to take a look at YouTube to keep up with questions, but if at all possible, type the questions in the Facebook group chat that everybody is in right now, or type them into the Hangouts group chat. Try to avoid typing your questions or comments onto the YouTube page, because I will not be actively checking that. All right, so keep that in mind. I'm going to mute myself for a few moments and check on a few things. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm checking the YouTube link now. I see Corey might be having an issue. I just want to see if the feed is coming through. Okay, so the feed is coming through on YouTube. And we got audio. So, okay, we're good over on YouTube, bro. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so we rocking over there. I thought I added Divine Bay. 1 second, let me add this brother real quick. I did promise him. All right, there we go. Let me see where you at, my bro. Are you already on here? There we go. All right. So we got a couple minutes before we get rocking. Man, my cousins, they do this You Should Be Here travel thing, and he's been doing it for a few years. And it's something that I really, really want to plug into this whole Africa initiative that I'm working on. And, you know, it's a dope thing what they're doing, like to be able to travel at such an affordable price point to all these great places. You know, I could really care less about the network marketing aspect, though I think that's dope too, because you get residual income, and it may not be for everybody, but it's for somebody. I tell you that because it's working. So I think that's really a dope thing. I just don't have the capacity to do network marketing at this point. All right. All right, guys. So we got about another minute or so. We got about another minute or so before we get rocking. I am literally running on fumes, so I'm going to try to keep this 20 to 30 minute absolute tops. All right. So I'm just going to touch on a few things, and then we will be good. We will be good. All right. So I'm going to talk about this little playlist that is really a great thing that I want you guys to take advantage of. It's very brief. It's a 20-minute playlist. And it's very, very concise but powerful Forex basics, like super 101 stuff. And what I'm going to talk about tonight is some of the things that you saw in the videos. I'm going to do a lot of paraphrasing on it. I'm the type of person where I like to take very complex ideas and concepts and try to, you know, reduce and deduce them down to their most basic elements, and try to convey those elements in a way where even, you know, a child can understand. Sometimes it does, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, in terms of taking that approach, because some things just have to be explained from a position of complexity. None of this stuff is complicated, but it can get complex. And if you don't know the difference between those terms, you should look up the difference between complicated and complex. All right, because that's very important. So how are we doing on the audio on the Hangouts, and how are we doing on the audio on YouTube? Please, if possible, comment in the chat box on Hangouts and comment in the group chat on Facebook. Okay, we're good in Hangouts. Dope, that's what's up, bro. Can I get some feedback on the Facebook group chat? Please give me some feedback. I would really, really like to know that everything is coming across clear for you guys. I do not want a repeat of the other night, because I don't have the energy to do all of that stuff again and try to make this happen. But I do appreciate the interest. I do appreciate you guys wanting to know more. It is, you know, I more appreciate it for yourself than for me. Like, there's really not much for me to gain in this process, because I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You know, you really can't afford to pay me what. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Larice. All right, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and get rocking. I don't want to waste any more time. But yeah, what I was alluding to is, this thing can get very expensive. This whole Forex mentorship, education, learning process can get expensive in one of two ways or both ways. The first is when you come across this information online and you come across those who are actively and aggressively marketing their mentoring and training services or their quote unquote strategies or technology, this stuff can get very expensive. The other way it can get expensive is you will pay for your education and losing money. You will pay for your, yeah, they can definitely use your notes, bro. That you can pay for your education through losing money, and typically most traders go through that experience at some point. So I kind of want to talk about a few things. I want to cover some disclaimer information really, really quick. All right. And then we'll go ahead and jump into the official stuff. This is one of the general disclaimers that I use. I have several, so I'm just using this one because it's very brief. It's a couple paragraphs, and it basically talks about the information contained in the groups and the videos, webinar content, anything posted is not to be distributed, shown, or shared outside of me sharing it with you. So please respect my wishes. I am very, very picky about that. I've had an interesting experience when it comes down to trying to educate people with Forex, and you guys may think like, what is he talking about? But you don't understand. This thing is very cutthroat. And when it comes down to money, especially online, people who don't like what you're doing for one reason or another can really, really throw a wrench into what you have going on. I've had some very unbelievable experiences with people. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I've had people lie on my name. I've had people use my name to go and raise money from others and take that money and run off with it as if I'm a part of what they're doing. So I've had people, basically engage in defamation of my character. I've had lawsuits come my way because of actions like that. I've had people trying to sabotage my other efforts. I've had people try to sabotage my relationship. I've had women try to put curses and hexes on me. Like, I'm not even kidding, guys. You wouldn't believe it. And this is all through Facebook. So, people don't know I was doing this. I was mentoring people in binary options back some years ago. And it was such a unnecessarily rocky experience for me genuinely trying to help people. And I started off helping people completely for free. It was such a rocky experience that I literally took like a 6-month sabbatical from Facebook that turned into 2 years. I fell in love with the peace and quiet. I fell in love with the peace of mind. I came to Africa and fell in love with Africa. And I was like, I just don't have the desire to go back into that. I don't have the desire to take on other people's issues. And when you are teaching someone something that's financially gainful, they tend to place their responsibilities on your shoulders. A lot of people come into this thing desperate for money and looking for a quick fix, or they come into it and they want to, give you their stories and play the violin about how bad they need this and what they need. And I get that. I respect it. That's what I'm here for. But you cannot shift that responsibility onto my shoulders. So let me be very, 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 very clear. I have no problem being that ear and that shoulder for you, but don't think for 1 second that I'm going to take on any of your responsibilities in life, and don't think for 1 second that you're going to pressure me to make money for you, to trade for you, to do all these other things. You're not the first person to come to me with this. This is not my first go around. I've literally been on multiple continents: Europe, Africa, North America, and had to deal with this shit. So there's absolutely nothing that you can say to me, offer me, guilt me with that's going to change that in one minuscule way. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So if you have any ideas like that about me doing anything outside of giving you mentorship and guidance through this process, you can can it. you might as well get off this session, stop asking me about it, unfriend me, whatever you want to do. I could care less, but I'm not tolerating it. I'm not having it. So I'm just drawing a line in the sand before we even go down that road. All right. So, but yeah, I do have lawyers. I am lawyered up, so please don't try to share or distribute anything that is, related to what I'm offering. Okay. So there are risks involved with day trading or trading of all sorts, and you need to be aware of those risks. Forex is a financial product that carries partial or total financial loss. Nothing in this business is guaranteed. Absolutely nothing. We work from a position of probabilities, scenarios where we can maximize our probability for success. And we have rules and we have structure that we go by that allow us to maximize that probability of success. I know I post, a lot of the highlights from Forex, but there was a lot of ups and downs in this process to get to where I am. And so I've done all of the hard work. I've basically taken all of the hard knocks that you would have to take. So I'm going to urge you to take my advice serious. I'm going to urge you to not think that you're smarter than someone who's been doing this for years, and that you have a way and that you're special, that you're going to figure something out that somebody else hasn't figured out, or you're going to do it faster, or what I'm going to say is doesn't apply to you. It 100% applies to you. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your experience is with money. I don't care how much money you have, and money's not a big deal to you, and you ain't scared to lose. None of that means anything to me. Absolutely nothing. I've seen it all in this business. My mentors have seen it all in this business. There's nothing that you can say to me that's going to change any of that, okay? So I'm a very straight up person. I can laugh and joke with the best of them. I can have a great time. You see that from my Facebook. But when it comes down to things that are serious, I'm serious about certain things. And I'm serious about telling you what's really going on with this Forex business. Because you're going to always see a lot of people online promoting the highlights and very rarely giving you the realities of what's going on. Everyone's going to, I'm going to talk about the whole network marketing thing going on with Forex. I'm going to talk about how, even when it comes to iMarkets Live and other companies like that and these other trading groups and trading mentors on Facebook, I saw them all come. I was there at the beginning of this. All right. You got to understand, when I got involved in Forex, it was brand new to the internet in terms of social media. And I was part of that very first wave. Okay. And I saw the network marketing explosion of it. There was a wave that happened back in 2013, going into 14. And I saw that. I saw it coming. I knew what was coming after that because I used to be a network marketer myself. So I saw all of these things develop. So the whole, rise of the social media trader, I saw it. And it literally unfolded exactly how I anticipated it would unfold. And so there are successful traders out there with successful systems, but I can tell you right now that the systems that I have been taught and that I use are 1,000% solid. All right, and you'll see over time that that's true. And I'll talk about what I'm going to offer you from these experiences and methodologies, because as mentors and guides in this Forex business, we are actually offering you our experience, because you have to learn the knowledge. You have to do the work. Okay. So, there is no such thing as just giving you a strategy and you can just take it and run with it and start making money. I don't operate like that. If that's what you want, go to iMarkets Live, go find somebody on Facebook who's going to give you some ready to go strategy that you might get some temporary success from. They may guide you for a little while, but I guarantee you, if you don't know the truth behind why this market moves the way it moves, eventually you're going to fail. Or you're going to have an up and down scenario and you're going to keep chasing that carrot in front of your face that they're going to keep promising you. So I'm just going to tell you the real. I have nothing to gain, because honestly, nobody on Facebook can really afford to pay me what my time is worth at this point. You understand, I made $3,200 this morning in a matter of like 4 or 5 hours. And this is while I was bullshitting on Facebook. So let's break that down to an hourly rate. Let's just take it to 5 hours and break it down. We're talking about, $600 an hour almost, $500–600 an hour. So, I mean, And to be honest with you, you're gonna need about 1,000 hours to really get proficient at Facebook in the long run. You know, my goal is 90 days for you to get you proficient with the understanding, with the execution. If you succeed more rapidly in that 90 days, then awesome. That's why the program is called a 90-day trader. My goal is in 90 days to get you fully aware and give you a full understanding of what Forex really is from this particular perspective, and make it so that you can execute effectively from this particular perspective. Because for every trader out there, there's a unique perspective. So there's countless successful ways to do Forex. There is no one solid way, but I can tell you that the methodologies that we use, the approach that we use, comes from the global bankers themselves. So we're talking about Deutsche Bank, Citibank, the Federal Reserves, literally the global bankers, the global banking families, the AI software, you know, the trading floors with hundreds and thousands of traders. You know, these are the methodologies that we use. Those methodologies, we follow what they do. We follow the stream. All right. But anyway, you may lose some or all your money that you set aside for trading the financial markets with this product or service. That's very possible. But I truly emphasize a pretty successfully safe system. All right, and so you'll see. I don't want to get too verbose. So it is therefore important that you familiarize yourself with the risks involved and avoid Forex completely if you in any way doubt the suitability of the product or service to meet your objectives. All right. So I do not accept any liability for any loss, damages, or liabilities that arise from a result of using any information that you gain from involvement with me. Any content, information, experiences, suggestions are and will always be my own views. All right, I am not well, let me continue. They are not meant to be a recommendation to trade or otherwise take any risk that you are not yourself sure of. And so what that means is if it doesn't make sense to you, even if I'm telling you, don't put your money on the line. So we're going to put you in a situation where you have practice accounts called demo accounts, and you can, you know, manipulate those and play in those as much as you want to. But when it comes down to real money, if you are not sure about what you're doing, don't just blindly follow anyone, me or anyone else. Do not blindly trust anyone with your money. You understand? This is advice that even if you don't want to deal with me, you don't like me, whatever the case may be, take my advice that you learned from this info session and hold it close to you. Do not trust software. Do not trust robots. Do not trust account managers. Do not trust copy trading. Do not trust any of those things if you do not understand the basis of what they are about and why they perform in the way that they perform. Okay, you must understand how critical this is. Rule number one applies. Protect your investment. Rule number one of business is protect your investment. Okay, so make sure that you understand exactly what's going on, even if you're not going to be the one trading your money and you decide to let someone, you know, manage your money at some point. Make sure you fully understand what's going on. All right, do not blindly trust anybody, no matter how good the sizzle of the steak is. I'm telling you, okay? And please stay away from robots and automated systems and promises of guaranteed returns. Snake oil, snake oil, snake oil. I'm telling you right now, they'll sell you the moon if you buy it, okay? But if you want to go against my go against my advice, that's your choice. But neither, like I said, you're ultimately responsible for your own trading decisions and education. And what that means is, you know, what I just said, and more so, I can't make you understand this. The understanding and the work to understand is completely up to you. My job is to present the information and guide you through it and be of support in that process. I cannot make you a trader. Please understand this. You have to put in the work. And if you're not going to put in the work of time, don't waste mine and don't waste yours. Flat out. All right. I'm not promising anything overnight. If you take to it like a duck to water, that's fine. I salute you. And if you can show me the proper proficiency, I will give you my blessing to go ahead and go live with real money. But until you show me certain metrics That's not something I'm going to do, and I don't care who you are, and I don't care what your situation is. I'm not going to put you at a risk of walking away with less than what you came with. All right, that's just my respect for you and your situation, despite how desperate you may be. Neither myself or affiliates or associates involved, which there will be some who will help guide you through this process, are registered brokers or dealers or investment advisors in any state or federally sanctioned jurisdiction. All right, I am not a financial advisor. I am not an account manager. Now, I have some people, who are, brothers to me. Like, we have a brotherhood. I do have some people who are registered advisors and account managers now at this point, and a lot of them started with me, all right, or because of me, and I can point you to those people if you want someone to manage your money for you. All right, it's completely available to you, but I'm not that guy. I don't have time. I don't want the responsibility. I've done it before. It's worked, but then you can't make everybody happy. All right. So anyway, that's the disclaimer, and I'll talk about the student agreement later. All right, so first things first, okay? I want to emphasize this particular playlist right here. I posted it in a chat group. It is Forex 101. Trademo is the brand that produced these videos. I love these videos. I still watch them to this day myself. My wife and I watched them this evening while we were having a bite to eat, because the videos really are compact but very informative, okay? And they touch on all of the important aspects of Forex from a beginner's perspective in terms of understanding what Forex is and how to go about getting started with trading Forex. Now, there is much more information. So I have a couple more playlists from Trademo that I'm going to provide to you. And these playlists are going to be the basis of the 101 guidance that I'm going to offer for the next 2 weeks. And the reason I'm offering it for 2 weeks instead of 1 week, because it should only take 1 week or less, is because I understand people's situations, and capacity is sometimes limited. You don't always have the ability to adhere to a strict schedule, right? So that's why content is recorded. And a lot of pre-recorded content is available. Pre-documented content is going to be available, and the live videos are available on YouTube about 15 minutes after the live session closes, because I want you to be able to rewatch this material as many times as you need to, so that you can fully understand what you're consuming. And I want to give people time to get adjusted to working with me on a consistent basis. And so I can really only afford 2 weeks at this point, because I have delayed the launch of this training initiative, or this guidance initiative, for several months now. If you don't know, I've been in Africa working on a lot of awesome projects and getting a lot of things in place that I never dreamed I would be doing. And so I refuse to allow that window to escape me, even at the detriment of pushing back my guidance and mentoring initiative when it comes to Forex. But in the process, I've been able to secure a location and partners out in Zimbabwe to open up a physical virtual training center that will encompass Forex trading, and also e-commerce and virtual assistant training and services. So that's something that I've always dreamed of doing. I tried to get it started in the States, had some opportunities to do it, but the time just wasn't right. So the timing is right now, and I've been able to align an amazing set of resources to get that initial program off the ground in Africa, where it's much needed. But in the process of being over in Africa, I've started an art export business, some real estate development stuff in Africa, in Zimbabwe specifically, and also a international cannabis cultivation and exporting business. And we're right now going through some screening with Interpol and things like that to get officially sanctioned to export. But we are clear to go pretty much. And I have about 1,600 acres of land under my brand in Zimbabwe, some of the best soil on earth, where we'll be growing some of the finest cannabis and cannabis-related products, that you can get on the market, and we'll be shipping that all around the world. So that's a multi-million-dollar operation in the making, and that's something that I had to take to. So I'm just kind of giving you guys some backstory on why things are getting started now as opposed to in the past,
And I'm kind of glad that it got to this point, because I've been able to show other people that, you know, here's what I'm doing with Forex. And now we have a growing collection of individuals who are highly interested. And I hope that this collection of individuals, including yourself, takes to Forex, because I think it's the great equalizer. And my 9-figure partner in Zimbabwe think it's the great equalizer as well, and many others do as well, because of the leverage, the low barrier of entry, the lack of a certificate or degree necessary to trade and engage in Forex trading. All you need is the knowledge of about, you know, 20 to 100 bucks to get started, and you can start making money 5 days a week, 24 hours a day. So Forex is fucking awesome. And there's no cap on what you can make in that 24 hours, 5 days a week. You can earn as much as you desire, as much as you can pull from the market. So it's an amazing thing, y'all. Like, don't take it lightly. Don't think it's just some side hustle, because if you treat this like a side hustle, you're going to get side hustle results. I want you to take this very serious, like your life depended on it, because it can change your life. 1000%, it can change your life. Like, it's not a joke. Okay, so please, please, please take me serious. Please take my time serious. Please take this education serious. I'm giving you something that you can give your children, you can give your family, you can give your friends, you can give your community. This is something that can change everyone's life, because when you're on the Forex market, you're nothing but another account number to the market. They don't care where you're from. They don't care what you've been through. The market doesn't care, you know, what you have going on in your life. You're just another participant in this business. Okay. And this is a $5 to $7 trillion per day business, and we're going to talk about that. All right. So this playlist is very important for you to start with. I recommend that you watch it at least 4 or 5 times. It's only 20 minutes long, the entire playlist, and I highly encourage you to watch this as many times as you can. One thing that you have to get ready for when it comes down to being a student of the Forex business is repetition. All right. This entire business is repetition, 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 repetition. And that leads to the secret behind this business, or the truth behind this business, which is behavior patterns of the market. Okay. And the market is governed by human oversight. Of course, they use AI software, robots, you know, quantum trading and all kind of other shit like that. But it's overall governed by humanity. And so because humanity has behavior characteristics that are tied to greed and fear, which is what all markets are based on, greed and fear, because you have that factor embedded into the market, you will get these beautiful embedded patterns inside of the market. And that's what I'm going to show you guys a little bit about once I pop the charts back over. But I'm just leaving this page up for a second, because I want you guys to watch this as many times as you can. There's going to be times where you get so sick of this information, going over the same information over and over, that it's going to make you want to throw up. And if you have to take a break from it from time to time, that's fine. That's okay. But make sure you come back to it. There's been times where I've studied so much, 16 hours a day, months and months on end, literally 7 days a week, 16 hours a day, where I couldn't even look at a chart or think about Forex for a month or so, because I was that burned out on it. But look at where it got me, right? So I'm not saying that you guys are going to experience that. You may not. Everybody's experience is completely subjective to them, completely unique to them. Your experience will not be the same as mine, because your brain works differently, and you perceive things differently, and you take information differently. So I can give you a strategy, I can give you a system, but you're eventually going to come up with your own. Ask any trader. Ask any trader that's stuck with this business. You go from learning the basics and a structure that someone presents to you to taking that information and making it your own. That is just the nature of all trading and Forex, because we are all unique, and we uniquely process information and execute information in a unique way, right? But there are rules. So you do have flexibility within the structure, but there are rules that you will need to abide by and play by. And I'm a rule-based trader. But over time, of course, I've developed some nuances that pertain to intuition and stuff like that. But that's something that's unique to me, and you'll have your own unique perspective with this as well. Okay? So I just really, really wanted to emphasize that. It looks like we're going to probably go into the 45-minute mark with this session, but that's okay. I'm really trying to get you guys to understand the mindset and the approach that is effective. In addition to showing you guys the charts and what we're going to be doing. Okay, so it's just very important that you understand. Understanding is key to everything, right? My aunt's husband, you know, always would say, sitting down at his bar in his basement, listening to old school music. He was a former DJ. We would always talk about different things, and he was like, you know, understanding is the best thing in the world. As long as two people understand each other, there's nothing that they can't work through. You know, so understanding is everything. Make sure you understand the right perspective when it comes down to trading and investing in Forex. This is not a game. You can, you know, frame it as a game to make it fun for yourself, but this is not a game. This is deadly serious. Okay, and there's a reason why this is the biggest financial market on the planet, because it's serious. Okay, all right. So anyway, this playlist is in the chat group in several instances. I advise you to save it on your YouTube, save the link, whatever, bookmark it, whatever you need to do. Just don't skip this and watch it as many times as possible. All right, because it'll answer most of the questions that you're going to ask me at some point. Just being honest, right? A lot of people ask a lot of questions they can answer for themselves because they're in this student, teacher, teach me, please, teacher, impart your wisdom into me. Like, come on, man, we're all adults here. All right, you have to take control of your own education and your own life. You have to be the steward of your own ship. All right, don't think that it's just this one-way flow of information. I'm learning from you guys too. You know, there's a lot of my students. I've had hundreds of students, literally hundreds of students, and I've learned a lot from those students as well. And my mentors still learn from us. So, you know, we all have a lot to teach each other. I'm just further along the path in my trading journey than you are. Okay. So don't just look at it as this, because this ain't school. Like, let's be clear about this. This is not school. Okay. So this whole, you know, put on your glasses, open your books to page. This is not that. All right. This is, you know, I'm guiding you through this. You're a grown ass adult. All right. This is on you. So I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's just how I am. But I'm gonna make this fun, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. All right. So this is very important. Start here with your understanding, and that will help you keep up with the information that I'm about to share with you. Okay. What else? Now we have to ask. I got some stuff that I kind of I like presenting this. All right. This information is basically a series of questions that I would like you to ask yourself. Let me check the Facebook group chat real quick to see if there's any issues. Hopefully I can catch the next one. Okay. So no issues. So we run it smooth. Good. So I want you to ask yourself, are you ready to trade? Are you ready to become a trader? Okay. Like, this is very, very serious. You need to ask yourself, why are you getting into trading? Is it just because I'm posting profits? Is it just because, like, wow, I've always wanted to do that? Why are you doing this? You know, why are you trying to commit to such a task? Because this is a life-changing thing. So you have to give it life-changing attention, right? Now, it doesn't mean that you have to study 16 hours a day like I did. Like, you really only have to study a couple hours a week to get this over the 90-day process. But the more you put in, the more focus and attention you give it, the quicker you're going to get results. But why are you doing this? What's your why? You know, is it just to, you know, get money and ball out? That's cool. Whatever it is, you just need to have a very strong anchor. Okay. Now, can you manage money? I want to say something that's very, very important. Forex is a business of honesty with yourself. Forex is a business of a lot of things, but honesty and being true to your word is extremely important. And one of the things you're going to learn about Forex is actually part of the underlying sublime element of Forex. The journey is self-mastery. It's professional or personal development, because you have to have some integrity with this business. If you're a liar and you're a manipulator and deceiver, you're going to fucking fail at this if you bring that character over into this business. If you're trying to cut corners and shit, you're going to lose your money and then say it's a scam. Flat out. You have to be able to keep promises to yourself, because you have to be able to stick to rules. You have to have strong habits that are positive. You have to have a clear mind when you're trading. You shouldn't be distracted. I made a mistake of trading while I was on social media today, and I got a little greedy and excited. That's something you should never do. All right. You don't want to do multiple things at once. You want to be clear-headed. You cannot be emotional and be a trader. That is a cardinal sin. Cardinal sin. Okay, because emotions cloud your judgment. I don't care who you are. Money is tied to survival, so it's tied to our basic instincts. It's tied to our reptilian brain, right? So when you can't control this, I don't care who you are, how much money you are, how much money you done got in the streets, and you didn't, what your salary was. I don't care about none of that. Okay, you cannot divorce emotions from money, and it'll take a long time for you to really get that ice water flowing through your veins to be a robotic trader, because you have to tame your psychology and you have to tame your emotions, because you have to be able to think crystal clear. And the moment money is on the line, I don't care if it's $1 or $1 million, there's a chemical process that begins inside of your body. And these chemicals flow through your blood, whether you like it or not, and they're going to impact your judgment. So you have to learn to manage these emotions and manage your thoughts over time. Okay? But you cannot be an emotional trader. You can't be beefing with your spouse, your mate. You can't be upset with your kids. You can't be mad from work. You cannot do these things if you want to be a pro trader. If you want to make a lot of money from this business, you want to make 6 figures on a regular basis or more. You can't do that, okay? So this thing, you have to develop yourself. You have to be able to be honest with yourself and honest with whether or not you are doing what you're supposed to do the right way. Because the market is not gonna take to your lies and to your deceit. And the way that it's gonna show you that it doesn't take to it is through financial loss. You may get away with it for a few minutes, but I'm telling you, ask anybody. Ask anybody who's stuck with trading for any length of time. Am I telling the truth? And they'll tell you, man, listen to that dude right there. Is that what he told you? Yeah, you might want to listen to him. All right? It's just absolute facts. And can you manage losing until you get better with the skill? Can you manage failure? Most people can't. I don't care. And most people just go through losses in life and they eventually heal from those losses, but they never truly master what caused them to lose in the first place. In this business, you're going to have to do that. Okay? And I'll guide you through ways to do that. So, I'm getting all of the esoterics out the way right now. Okay? Can you truly dedicate and commit yourself to learning enough at minimum to earn back the cost of the mentoring? Okay, and we'll talk about the cost. Not that expensive. The last program I joined, I paid $5,000 to get into, and $100 a month, and I'm still in it. Okay, because you never stop being a student of this business. All right, there's always more to learn. No matter how proficient you get, you can always become better. All right, but I at least want you to stick through the program with me if you decide to join up. And I'll talk about what that is. It's a very small fee. Like, I'm pretty much only charging enough just to, justify me giving you guys my time. Honest to God truth. But I want you to earn back the cost of your mentoring, and I actually have a system in place to where the cost of your monthly membership or the mentorship in general will be covered if you just follow along with me. All you got to do is follow along with what I'm doing, and you'll make the money. You actually make much, much more money if you take this the right way on a monthly basis. It'll be literally a drop in the bucket. You'll probably try to give me more every month because you'll be like, dude, I like it. My whole mentoring process, everyone's been like, man, why are you doing this so cheaply? I've taught dozens of people for free. I'm not even charging people in Africa to teach them. I got a couple dozen people out there I've been teaching now, out here. But yeah, it's not about, why do you think I haven't been like in a hurry to start this program? I don't need you guys' money. Flat out, I don't need your money. Okay? I'm just keeping it real with you. So I haven't been in a hurry to just, because here's what most people do. Once they understand Forex and they make a little money, or they think they understand it enough to tell somebody else about it, first thing what they want to do is, I teach people Forex now. Because they want to start getting that money. And I'm telling you, I saw this happen. I saw this whole process begin. I literally studied it and documented it all the way back like 7, 8 years ago. All right, and this is what most people do, because it started with marketers. This is how Forex became popular on social media. This is why you know about it now, because people not knowing what the fuck they're doing, excuse my language, turning around and then trying to teach other people when they don't know what they're doing. And this is why you saw all of these companies and these organizations, these groups and these movements rise and fall. And these so-called trainers and gurus rise and fall, come and go. Literally 90% of the people who started out 7, 8 years ago are nowhere to be found right now, but they were the shit, right? Okay. But they left me alone though, because they know I keep it real and they know I don't play that bullshit. Like, don't come over here with that, because I eat your ass alive. Because you can't out trade me. And if you can, more power to you. But if you out here bullshitting people to get their money, I'm still gonna expose you. This is why they stay out my way. All right. But yeah, can you stick to a 90-day concept? If you can exceed quicker than a 90-day concept, then cool. Some people take to it right away. I will show you how to start trading probably after the first 30 days. Like, we'll go through education for like the first 30 days. All right. And then we'll have a weekly schedule. I'll do a live session every week, and then I'll post 1 to 2 pre-recorded videos every week, and then you have documentation and video lessons to follow throughout that process. Then you have access to me via email and the group chat, stuff like that. Okay, but I won't be available for any one-on-ones. That's not going to happen. All right, I tried that before. It is too time consuming, and people will drain your soul if you let them. With questions they can answer for themselves. I'm not doing one-on-ones. You'd have to pay me for my time at that point, and that's not realistic. So the group collective learning process is the best thing I can offer. And I literally have been through this process for years, so I pretty much know all the questions that you guys are gonna ask. And so I have a system already built to address those questions. And like I said, I will be available via email. I'll respond once a week. And then I'll do the live group session that will have active Q&A throughout that process once a week. If it's not able to be live, it will be pre-recorded, and you'll still be able to ask your questions, and I'll get back to them and answer them. Do you have access to a computer or a laptop 2 or 3 days a week? Yes, Danielle, it will be up here about 15 minutes after if you got to go. You need access to a laptop about 2 or 3 days a week, or computer. You need to be able to study 2 or 3 days a week or trade 2 or 3 days a week. A lot of people think it's cool to say, oh, I'm making money from my phone. I'm trading from my phone. Hey, look at this screenshot. Look, I'll tell you right now, I don't recommend trading from phones. Okay, you can't do proper analysis from a phone. Not the real analysis, to trade with the big boys. Trade with the whales that move the current of the waters of the Forex ocean. You can't do that from a phone, not effectively. Now, you can develop a system that allows you to manage your stuff from a phone, but I don't recommend it. I like trading from a computer. If you can't find 2 or 3 hours a week or more to sit down at a computer and trade or study, this isn't for you. Go over to IML, go find somebody else that's going to try to teach you some shit that sparkles in front of your face and makes you feel good about yourself, but it's not going to make you wealthy. Be my guest, have at it. But we're going to trade from computers, okay? What else? I'm just getting this stuff out the way, guys, so stick with me. All right. This is an old document because my new information is on my website, but I'm not going to present that tonight. But this basically covers the basics. So what are the membership requirements and rules to be a part of this mentorship guidance initiative? There is a membership fee, and that fee is 100 USD per month. Okay, that is pennies and crumbs for what you're getting. You're getting a priceless education that will pay you for the rest of your life for $100 a month. And it's a year-long program, so it is a 12-month program, which equates to $1,200 over the year. You'll literally eclipse that in no time. Also, I am offering a incentive. It will be $900 up front or $1,200 over the course of the year in total. So choice is yours. All that information will be available to you when you're ready to sign up in 2 weeks on the official 90-Day Trader website. You will need regular access to a laptop. I'm also giving a 50% discount for the first month. So it'll be $50 for the first month, just to help you guys out, get started with this. But you got 2 weeks to get your money together. It's only $50 to get started. And then it'll be $100 a month after the first month. But like I said, if you follow along with me on a weekly basis, I will be giving you setups, and I'll show you what those look like, that are pretty much analysis that I've done already, and my mentors have backed it. And it's the setups for about 8 currency pairs, 2 or 3 times a week. I will typically give that out. I'll already have an inner circle, a couple inner circle groups that I'm doing that with. This is just for you complete newcomers that I'm doing this whole initiative right now, because I already have a couple dozen students online that I restarted things back up with, and I got them in a few different groups. Okay, yeah, you're right, Danielle. That is a still of a price. Like, I'm pretty much screwing myself, to be honest with you. My wife looks at me when I talk, like, she hates it because she knows how much energy goes into this. You guys don't see what goes into this, but she knows that I literally would spend countless hours, you know, perfecting content, recording videos, re-recording videos, countless hours on live sessions and one-on-ones with people, and I wasn't being justly compensated. And so when she hears me talk these numbers, she's like giving me that look like, yeah, okay, like, you know, you're not gonna do that no more, because she pretty much owns all my attention. So yeah, it's a miracle I even can breathe on my own, because my life belongs to her as far as she's concerned. But anyway, okay, Danielle, I got you, baby girl. Sorry, I don't mean to offend you. I talk like that. I got a lot of nieces and nephews and sisters and stuff, so I always say baby girl. Sorry about that. And I don't mean nothing by it. It's just my affectionate way to address women. Like, I look at women as, you always be a woman in my eyes, but, you know, like that fatherly, brotherly, uncle-ly, you know, look at you like, I got you, right? So regular participation is required. The more you immerse yourself, the closer you will get to your profit goals. Patience and commitment. You have to be patient and you have to be dedicated. And because everybody's light bulb goes off at a different time. Okay, everybody's light bulb goes off at a different time. So it may happen for you in the first couple of weeks. It may happen in the next couple of months. It may happen a few months down the road. But please, please understand that when you get it, it's gonna change. Like, it's gonna be like the 4th of July inside of your brain, and you're gonna become completely addicted to this. All right, you're gonna be addicted to this once the light bulb goes off, because you're gonna realize that you now have the infinity gauntlet. You now have the ability to control your financial situation. You have the ability to make money when you want to, and you're gonna have tears that come from this. You're gonna have amazement that comes from this, and disbelief. I still go through it to this day. Like, I still have moments where, like, tears come to my eyes, because I'm like, holy shit, I figured it out. Like, I found one of the codes. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this time I've been beating my body up, you know, physically destroying myself, working these grueling jobs and putting myself through stressful situations to chase some money. And here it is, I'm sitting at my computer, or, you know, wherever I am in the world, and I can make as much money as I want to. Nobody can take this from me. Nobody's over my shoulder monitoring me and watching me anymore. Like, it's an incredible thing, y'all. Like, I'm getting emotional right now thinking about it. Like, y'all don't know what I went through in my life, man. Like, it's a great thing. Like, I don't know. All right, but anyway, you're gonna have that experience too, and that to me is more powerful than seeing people make money. To me, like, that right there, like, that's the success for me. You know what I'm saying? When somebody gets this. As a matter of fact, I can even show you messages right now. I just got a message the other day from one of my students in Zimbabwe. He was working at a grocery store making $300 a month. No bullshit. And I actually fund people. So what I'll do is I'll I'll give you the $500 to get started trading. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll get like, you know, a little interest on the back end, but I'll front you the $500 to get traded. So I actually fund traders, right? And this kid, like, he didn't know me from a can of paint, but I just saw him. Like, it was just something about him. Very, you know, he just had that look like he was a good person. You know what I'm saying? And he looked like he was a very, you know, hard worker. And so I just was like, hey, man, you ever heard about Forex? And he was like, yeah, I've heard of it, but, you know, I'm actually trying to teach myself, yada, yada, yada. But I was just like, look, don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Just call me or come see me. And I do this with random people that I meet in all my walks of life. Like if anybody gives me their ear, I'm gonna ask them, do they know about Forex? I don't care who you are, especially if you got some melanin. I'm gonna ask you, do you know about Forex? And that's what I do. And so I go around helping people all the time, and I teach countless people for free. How do you think I got one of the top 20 richest men in Zimbabwe to be my best friend / brother / student / teacher / investor? The man gave me 1,600 acres, y'all. He gave me the building for my Forex school. We're investing into real estate projects, and we're trying to build a subdivision in Georgia. Like, listen, man, like this, I started teaching that man for free. He offered to pay me, and I said no. And I started teaching him, and then he sent me and my wife on safaris. And listen, when you give from your heart with no expectation in return, a lot of blessings happen. All right, so I'm just being real with y'all. I'm just telling y'all a little bit about myself, my story, and the process. Now, what are the rules to this? And I know I'm jumping around, but I'm kind of getting caught up in thought, and I don't want to do that. I want to get to the information for you guys. But do not publicize the name of this group. Do not publicize the other traders in this group. Do not publicize the information that is shared in this group. If I find out, I'm going to send my lawyers after your ass. Flat out, I don't care who you are. You got the money to fight me? Let's go. So I'm going to tell you right now, please don't do that. Do not try to mass recruit other people. Only invite others who you trust and send them to me first. Do not try to add anybody and then try to come ask me, hey, is it cool? I'm going to kick your ass out. No hard feelings, but you got to go. All right. These are cardinal rules for me. All right. The privacy of this information and the privacy of others in this group is paramount to me. Okay. You will get banned, and I will literally try to sue you guys. Now, I don't really want to be that strict and be an asshole about it, but people think they slick and people play games, and I ain't got time for that shit. I've played too many games with too many people in too many walks of life, and I'm not going to do that. I don't have time for it. But I just want you to know I'm the same as you. I'm out to change my life and change my situation using craft and other tools. And here's a little extra thing that I'm offering. You stick with this, you become a family member to this program. I'm going to open up all these other investment lanes to you as well. You want to get into real estate with us? Boom, now you got the money to do it. You want to get into the cannabis business with us? Boom, now you got the money to do it. You want to help? You want to come to Africa and live over here, stay over here for a while? You want to invest in the things over here? You want to travel the world? Boom, now you got the money to do it. You want to do some group economics? Now you got the money to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you should see my circle. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, so the three things that we focus on over here is education, experience, and earnings. You have to get the education first. You have to gain the experience, and then you will see the earnings. Okay, so I'm offering guidance and support, quick start guides and cheat sheets, access to private Facebook groups and a private website, video training, shadow over my shoulder analysis. I don't give out signals per se, but I do give out analysis setups. Okay, I don't believe in signals. I don't believe in signals. I think some people are on point with their signals out there. There are some traders out there giving out great signals. I just don't personally believe in doing that because it handicaps the trader. Okay, let me check these other chat boxes real quick, y'all. Signals are basically where someone gives you saying, hey, take this trade, and here's the parameters to take this trade. Right? So they're giving you a signal on a trade setup or a trade scenario. I don't believe in that because it handicaps you. It makes you dependent on that. Once you become proficient, if you find a dope signal service, then by all means. But until then, learn to trade yourself. Learn to control this. Control your own destiny. Be the master of your own fate. Now, one thing about this training thing, it's a very fluid thing. I will, keep to a once-a-week schedule for sure. But the other content and lessons outside of the pre-recorded curriculum, that information or that scheduling is going to be fluid, because sometimes market forces and market scenarios will dictate that now is not the right time to go over this information because it's not present on the charts. Or I may have something going on, because you got to remember, I'm in Africa. All right, so even though it's developed and it's dope over here, the system, the networks and stuff like that still have a lot of ways to go before they get to the stability level of what's in the U.S. Okay, so sometimes I may not even be able to get online for a day or two. You understand? So y'all got to understand that, sometimes most of the time we'll have a set schedule and a regular routine to it, but it's going to need to be fluid. Okay, because there are things that I can't control, and you got to understand that. But we will always stay on the curriculum arc. All right. What else? When I say optional access to expert level training materials, I have about $200,000 in other trading courses that I can offer to you that go into specifics about different aspects of trading or perspectives of trading. But my recommendation, and then other expert level access is, I may from time to time offer some one-on-one access to me, but it is not something that is officially being offered. It will depend upon my scenario. I am an international businessman now. I travel all the time. I'm back and forth. I'm doing a lot of things. So you can understand, I won't be available one-on-one all the time. But that's why I have the website. That's why I have the content and material. And I will have some supportive trainers that will assist me and help guide you through a lot of this stuff if I'm not available, or be there to answer questions. But primarily it will be me. You'll also get access to future updates and stuff like that. When I say shadow trading, basically I'll let you watch me do analysis. I won't necessarily encourage you to take the trades that I take, but I will give you my analysis on the trades that I'm going to be taking. Okay. So the experience is such where you should observe and look before you leap. So observe the pre-recorded materials and the information, observe me marking up charts, and then you'll be able to see the logic and the line of thinking that I go through. Demo trading, practice makes perfect. I pretty much practice like 70 to 80% of the time. Pretty much 80% of the time I'm in a demo account practicing, and then that way when I go live in my real account, which I have linked to one of my demo accounts, when I do turn that link on, it copies my trades over from my demo account to my live account, or I'll go straight into my live account. And the reason I do that 80-20 is, or 70-30 at minimum, with 70% practice, 30% live, or 80% practice, 20% live. The reason why I do that is because you have to develop this robotic-like approach where you have ice in your veins, where you're cool, calm, and collected, and demo trading in the market will give you that. Then you will need some live trading experience to kind of top it off. Okay, but you need to be able to be so fluid in your practice account that those fluidity skills transfer over, and that mindset and that state of being transfers over to your live account, right? So you don't want to be playing around with your real money. Well, I'm just going to try. I'm just going to use a really, really small amount, and I'm just going to go live, because I want to start growing it right away. Go ahead. I'm not sanctioning it, and we'll see how far you get with that. Some people win with it. Most people don't. Don't think you're an exception to these rules. Live application, weekly learning and application. And then earning, you will use multiple trading strategies to earn. All right. So now that we got this information out of the way, let's get out of here. When you do join the official program, there will be a contract that you have to sign called student agreement. This basically holds you to the terms that we have set forth in this particular mentoring and guidance initiative. And you will get access to this after the 2 weeks of the 101 training. All right. And you have to sign this if you want to come on board, because like I said, you try to pull some bullshit in the future, they're coming for you. All right, just the real. Okay. Let me pull this up real quick. I want to talk about a 101, Forex 101 and advanced level educational resource that most traders from. All right, so right now you should be able to see a website called babypips.com. Go to this website, bookmark it on your phone, your tablet, your laptop, whatever you're going to be studying on. Bookmark this. Babypips.com is a great place to get solid, easily digestible information about the base of Forex. Okay, so babypips.com. At least go through the elementary level of education. Sign up, create an account, join the website. All right, it'll keep track of your progress. They even have quizzes and all that great stuff. So I'll go ahead and show you. It goes through preschool, and then the course touches on subjects such as what is Forex, how you trade it, blah, blah, blah. Goes through kindergarten, gets into more information, elementary. And my recommendation is that you at least go through at minimum up to elementary. Okay. All right. So let's just go ahead and click on the preschool course to get started. Babypips.com, BABYPIPS.com, babypips.com. If you watch those videos in the Forex 101 YouTube playlist, you'll understand what a pip is. It's a measurement when it comes down to currency trading, tracking the exchange rate. All right. So what is Forex? Let's click on that. Now, what is Forex? Quite simply, it's the global market that allows the exchange of one currency or another. So most people in America know what a currency exchange is, but most people in America don't know a currency exchange wasn't designed to cash checks. That's just a function they developed to become profitable and stay generating revenue. Okay. The real currency exchange is all about exchanging currency, meaning that you exchange one currency for the other. When you go to Europe, you'll need euros. So you take the US dollars, you go to a currency exchange, boom, boom, boom. Like in Uganda, I take US dollars and go get shillings. Okay, that's currency exchange. That's foreign exchange. Forex is short for foreign exchange, Forex, right? If you've ever traveled to another country, you usually have to find a currency exchange booth at the airport and then exchange money you have in your wallet into the currency of the country you are visiting. You know, whether you're doing yens and dollars to euros and pounds, doesn't matter. So you go up to the counter, see the different exchange rates, and find that the Japanese yen, you find the Japanese yen and think to yourself, wow, my $1 is worth 100 Japanese yen. And I have $10, I'm going to be rich. So that can happen. For example, in Zimbabwe, the moment you get to Zimbabwe, your 1 USD dollar turns into 3 or 4 local currency called bond notes. Okay, so this is how I'm able to take, you know, $1,000 in Zimbabwe and turn it into 4,000 in spending power. Now, do you see how I'm over there winning so much? Because USD is very hard to come by in Zimbabwe. They have a shortage of it. So when you got USD, you are king. Everybody wants to be your friend. So that's how I'm able to make so many strides. One of the ways outside of my network there, that's one of the ways I'm able to make so many strides in Zimbabwe and attain so much in Zimbabwe, because I'm literally multiplying every dollar into $3 or $4 all the time. Okay. So, you know, we have a gold mine over there. We got the cannabis operation. We're about to develop a small community for expats, particularly Black Americans, to come and experience Africa, stay for a vacation or stay for a lifetime. We're making that possible. Investment opportunities, everything. Okay. Yeah, I've walked in the houses and seen 21 million sitting on the table in USD. Like, it's real over there. Like, it's a cash economy. It's not a credit. There's no such thing as real credit over there. So everything is cash based. Yeah, so when you exchange a currency, you're basically selling one and buying the other. Okay, that's why it's a currency pair. One currency for the other, currency pair. We trade currency pairs, euro versus dollar, dollar versus yen, that type of thing. What else? So here's a dope little thing. The New York, people talk about the stock market so much. It's like I respect it and I think it's dope, but I kind of just chuckle because the New York Stock Exchange moves about $22 to $24 billion a day in value. All right, that's a lot of money every day, right? The Forex market moves between $5 and $7 trillion a day in value. I don't know if you know how much a trillion dollar, what that looks like, but it's an unfathomable amount of money. So $5 to $7 trillion a day flows through the Forex market with a T. It's basically, this is the scenario. This is a New York exchange, right? Huge monster of a market. This is the New York Stock Exchange compared to the Forex market. Where is the images? Where are the images? Ah, here we are. Yeah, here it is right here. This is, I love this little image here. One of my favorite images. Like it is burned in the back of my head because it's true. This is the New York Stock Exchange compared to the Forex market. Now do you see why, like, you know, I can talk about making $1,000 in a couple hours or $1,000 in a day like it's nothing, because it's dust in the Forex market. It's not even crumbs, it's dust. $1,000 a day is like not even, it doesn't even register on the scale in the Forex market. Nobody's going to notice you making it. Nobody's going to notice if you make $100,000 in a day in the Forex market. Nobody's going to notice because the market is too large. Like, you're not going to ruffle any feathers. Okay, so this is how you can get in and make several $1,000s a day and be under the radar. Truth be told, I've seen Asian traders make $12 million a day. One person. My mentors, they open accounts with $20 million. You understand that? Wrap your head around that. They start their accounts with 20 million or more. These are guys I'm directly being mentored and guided by firsthand. So this is a huge market. So don't think like you have to change your perception of what's big money when you become a currency trader. Okay, you have to change your perception of what's big money, because you getting in there and making a few $100s a day, that's kids play. A few $1,000s a day, that's kids play. Okay, like it's just that serious. So you have to look at it like, man, I can make $5,000 a day. And what's $5,000 a day? Well, 365 days, that's $1 million. But it's still a lot of money. There's about 220 trading days, or roughly 200 trading days in a year. So realistically, you're not going to trade every trading day. So we're talking about 50 to 75% of that. So let's hypothetically say you're going to trade between 100 to 150 days out of the year. You make $5,000 a day out of that, you're grossing over $500,000 a year. You're a successful pro trader at that point. Stay consistent with that. You're a pro trader. All right, and you're making $500,000 a year. I mean, just think about it. What would an extra $500 a day do to your life? That's incredible, right? What would $500 a day extra, legal money, that nobody can question you about, do to your life? It would change it. Now, there is tax implications into this. Now, I do have some methods in which you can shelter your tax liability a little bit, but you do have to pay taxes on this money. Now, you don't have to pay that tax until you literally pull it from your trading account over to your bank account, because, you know, Uncle Sam is going to want his cut at that point. So as long as you keep it in your trading account, it's technically not taxed, okay? So building up large size trading accounts is very advisable, because the way this works with the money management aspect is the more you got in your account, the bigger of a trade you can take. And let's say hypothetically you can get 50 pips out of a trade. And let's say that 50 pips with a very, very small account brings you $50. A very small risk brings you $50. Okay? But if you, that same exact move that was 50 pips in length, and we'll talk about what pips is, but that same 50 pip move, I'll bring up the chart to show you. All right, so I'm just going to measure 50 pips from where I would have entered this market hypothetically. Let's say here. Or we'll just say get down to here. So 69 or 70, 69 pips. 69 pips. Let's say you were able to pull out 69 pips out of this move to the downside, right? This short move. If you use a very, very small risk amount, it's like being at the casino, you know, with the money management aspect in some ways. If you use a very small risk amount, then your profits are going to be small. If you use a larger risk amount, then your profits are going to be larger for the exact same amount of time and the exact same number of pips. If two traders take the exact same move, get in and get out at the exact same time, and one uses a very small risk and one uses a very sizable risk, the guy with a sizable risk is going to make a tremendous amount of money for the exact same time and the exact same movement that the guy using a small risk engaged in. So building your account up is very important. So I'm going to be advocating that you guys leave your money in your account for at least 3 months once you start making real money. Okay. Once you start making, if you can, like you have to, don't be excited because you'll get greedy and you can take money out. I'm not going to tell you not to. Okay. Because some people have urgent situations, but the longer you can keep that money in that account and keep growing the size of that account, the less trades you're going to have to take to make more money. Let's say, for example, the small guy makes $50 from his trade, but the other guy uses a larger trade and he makes $5,000 from that trade. Well, let's just say $500 from that trade. The small guy with a small position, he's going to have to trade 10 times more to make that 500, 50 times 10, 500, than that one trade that guy took to make that 500. And they both took the same trade. You understand what I'm saying? So building your account size up is very advisable. Keeping that money in there, learning to continue to live your life the way you were living it before you started making money with Forex. Like, you have to keep yourself in that mindset. Stay down until you come up, okay? Like, keep that money in that account until you get a couple thousand in that account, depending on what you start with, okay? So try to build up to where you got at least 3,000 or more in your account, okay? Because at that point, you can easily, you know, if you're doing what you're supposed to with this and you're making money live, at that point you should be fairly consistent. You should be able to bring in about 30% a week minimum growth to your account. About 3 days of trading per week. That averages out to about 10% per day. You should be able to, on a $3,000 account, double that account every month, right? Let's say you only hit 50% of that goal. You still bringing in $1,500 extra a month off a $3,000 account. Name somewhere, name any fund, name any bank, name any investment vehicle that's giving you 15% a week minimum, if not 30% a week. And truthfully, when you get real good, you're going to be doing at least 50% a week. So you're going to be flipping your account every 2 weeks. No matter what the amount is in the account, it's really irrelevant to us. We don't care if it's $300 or $30,000 in the account. You're still going to use the same methods and same strategies to hit that 50% a week goal minimum. Okay? Like, I'm gonna tell you a little something I wasn't even going to tell y'all about. I just saw somebody make 1,000% in one trade. They grew their account by 1,000% in one trade. I'm not even kidding. And this was just about 6 weeks ago. That's what's possible with this. But you got to get there. Don't even shoot for that. just get there, okay? All right. Now, anyway, back to baby tips so we can wrap this portion up and then hop on to what I want to show you. All right. But yeah, I want you to study baby tips. Okay. Now check out this little graph here. On the left, we have the $5+ trillion a day Forex Goliath. And then you have the almost unregistered New York Stock Exchange volume, Tokyo Stock Exchange, and London Stock Exchange. They're not even on the map compared to the Forex market. Now, I'm not saying you can't get rich in these markets over here, but to me, just to me, it's easier to do it over here. You got to have a lot of money to get into these games right here. If there are stock traders on here right now, people who hold stocks or actively day trade or swing trade stocks, you understand. You know that you got to have a nice little piece of change to see some serious return, unless you're doing penny stocks and you finding these great companies, or you you know, got some other method to where you truly understand, right? How to trade and maximize, how to pick the right companies that are going to take off. But they don't come around 5 days a week, 24 hours a day, do they? No, they don't, right? But the Forex market does. Forex, this bus comes around on a regular basis. So take my word for it, okay? It's 200 times bigger than the New York Stock Exchange at minimum, probably like 250 to 300 times, okay? It's crazy, crazy. So this is what Baby Pips gives you. It gives you this easy to understand, very, childlike explanation on some concepts that seem very complex, or that have some complexity to them. All right, so currencies are basically like what stocks are to a company. You invest into the stock market, you get shares of you have shares of that company. Well, if you have any currency from any current country or any market around the world, you basically have shares of that country. That's what money is from this perspective. It's shares of that economy. So when you have USD in your pocket, when you earn US dollars, you've invested into the US economy with your energy and your output. And your stock is the money in your pocket. This is your inventory. This is your business. The money in your pocket is your inventory. It may as well be on the shelf of your store. All right, you got to look at it like this. You got to change the way you look at money. All right, and each currency from a country or a economy, it is represented by a currency symbol: USD, US dollars; EUR, euros; JPY, Japanese yen; GBP, Great British pound; CHF is the Swiss franc; CAD is the Canadian dollar; AUD is the Australian dollar; and NZD is the New Zealand dollar. These are the major currencies around the world, the majors. Then you have minors and all of that. Now, currency pairs, or currencies, the way it's worked, the way it's set up is the first two letters represent the name of the country, and then the last letter in the currency symbol name is the initial for the currency name itself. So, for example, we have New Zealand dollar. If it was AUD, it'd be Australian dollar. If it was Japanese yen, it'd be Japanese JP yen. All right, so you go through this information. It'll make sense. Now, when you buy and sell currency pairs, currencies, you do it in pairs because it's always one exchange for the other. If you watch those 101 videos, then you know what I'm talking about. The way it's set up is like, for example, with the Euro USD, right? You have the base currency that the currency pair is based off of is the first currency in the pair, and that's always a 1. So 1 euro is equal to how many dollars? $1 is equal to how many Japanese yen? 1 pound is equal to how many US dollars? $1 is equal to how many Swiss francs? $1 is equal to how many Canadian dollars, and so forth, okay? And then there's major currency pairs and then minor currency pairs called crosses, but you'll learn about that at a later point, in depth about that as you go through the information. We'll just say it that way, okay? The majors have their crosses, which means that you have a major currency pair crossed with a minor currency pair, okay? Then you have some exotics from smaller economies, such as Brazil, Hong Kong, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, South Africa. I deal with this on a regular basis in Zimbabwe. Thailand, Mexico, the pesos or the Mexican dollar, dollar mex, whatever they call it, whatever. All right, but you get the point. And then, so just go through this information, okay? Like I said, get all the way through at minimum elementary. If you want to go further, but try to start at preschool and try to get to elementary. Do this over the next 2 weeks, because once we kick off the official training, I will not be covering the basics anymore. The basics information will be available to you, but I will not be covering that information on an active basis. I am going to give you a through the windshield crash course in mastering it from a particular perspective called the market maker perspective. What is a market maker? A market maker is basically, one second, I'll pull it up and give you an idea what a market maker is. me show you something. All right. Show you what market makers are. This is a trading floor. All right. This happens to be, I think, securities, treasury securities. But this is basically what a market maker floor looks like. Sometimes it's bigger, sometimes it's smaller. All those little movies like Wall Street and Wolf of Wall Street and all of that, like the big boys that impact the market and can shift the market in a major way, those are market makers. And there's different levels of market makers, okay? All the way up to the major global banks, like Citi and Deutsche, UBS, all those different banks, Barclays. These are the big players. Those are the big market makers. And then you have brokers. Brokers are basically who you establish accounts with so that you can trade, and we'll touch on that. Brokers are also, some brokers are market makers, okay? So basically the market maker is either the entity on the other side of your trade that is like buying your trade positions from you or leveraging your money for you into the larger market so that you can control these large shares of currency, or a market maker is actually an entity that has enough weight in the market to move the market at will. Now, why is that important? Do you know that it costs like, I think it's like 10 or $20 million just to move the market one single fraction of a pip, a fraction of a unit, which is called a pip, and I'll show you that in a minute. But just to move the market one tick, it's like 10 to $20 million is what it takes. So, you know, market makers have deep pockets. They're the ones who shift the market in the direction that they want to shift it into. And so here's what we do with this market maker approach. And I'm not the developer of it. My mentors are the developers of this methodology, flat out. So you're going to see on the internet, you're going to look it up. Go ahead, Google it. Go ahead, YouTube it. You're going to find some bits and pieces of information on the internet about it. You're going to find a lot of mentors and trainers and systems dedicated to the market maker method. But my mentor developed it. My personal mentor developed it 20 plus years ago. Flat out. I'm learning directly from the market makers, right? They were taught directly by the guys who run these trading floors, run these global banks. My mentor was taught by those people. And he in turn taught some amazing people. And they are collectively teaching me. This is how blessed I am. I have the fucking playbook. Okay. So I'm going to be giving you guys the approach of the market maker method from different perspectives. And so the strategies that we're going to use are from different perspectives that are derived from the market maker method. Okay. The true market maker anthology, so to speak, or volumes of information are far too much for you to even go off into. You don't even want to go down that road, not yet anyway, for like the first year of your trading, and then I'll introduce you to my mentors. Personally, I can introduce you to them, not just you go sign up for their program, which you can if you want to, but you're going to be out of pocket $5 grand or more to get into this, into their circles. Okay, so you want to do that, go ahead, or you can work with me and basically get the same shit for $100 a month. Your choice. All right. So anyway, look at this shit. This is who we're up against. This is why, like, how can you trust some random ass person on social media to put your money against this? These people go to school and literally, you know, whore themselves out on these financial circuits, Wall Street, whatever, to become traders and brokers and get Series 7s and all of this crazy shit and go to school and learn quant trading and blah. Listen, this is what you're up against. How the hell are you going to beat this with some random robot system somebody put together with some half-cracked ass strategy that you're supposed to do paint by numbers? How are you going to go up against this with that approach and really win the long game here, not just get a few chips in the process? How are you going to do that? Let me know if you can figure it out, right? It's not going to happen. Let me see what my man Don's talking about. Will there somewhat of a calendar release? Yes, I do have a calendar curriculum that I will be releasing so that you can plan ahead. Yep. The most that I've made in a day, let me give you some advice, bro. Don't get caught up in that. Because I've made, like, back when I was doing binaries, when I made the most in a day, I did like 32,000 in a day, but I was reckless. I was risking like 50% of my account to do so. Now I'm only risking like 1% of my account to do like $5 grand in a day sometimes. You know, so I could risk more, and I mean multiply it. If I risk 10% of my account, and if I risk 1% of my account and I'm making $5 grand in a day, let's multiply that times 10. I can make 50,000 in a day if I risk 10% of my account. But I don't like to do that because of the style of trading that that I use now. It's not necessary. You don't have to, because we're all about preserving capital, right? Preserve your capital. But yeah, man, don't get caught up in chasing other people's pocket watching. Don't get caught up in pocket watching, because, well, I know you're trying to motivate yourself, but at the same time, like, it's a pitfall. It's a mindset that you'll get entangled in, and you'll start being too critical. Because what I want you to do is I want you to divorce yourself, your trade. I want you to divorce your mind from the money. I know I show the money. I don't talk about pips that much because people don't know what the fuck I'm talking about if I say pips. But if I talk about the money, I get people's attention. And I'm trying to get people's attention so that they can save themselves. Okay? But when it comes down to what I want you to do, I want you to not focus on how much profit you make per day, but did you take the best trade possible? Were your setups laser accurate? Because guess what? The money follows the trade. If that makes any sense. The trade doesn't follow the money. You have to take a great trade to make great money. So where should your focus be? Your focus should be taking the best trades possible, getting as many pips as possible. Not, let me squeeze every crumb, let me get every dollar out of this trade. So the way I work is I got 3 goals every day. Either I'm trying to hit a certain number of pips every day that I trade, a certain or this is all it's 3. I got 3 goals a day. Either a certain number of pips, a certain percentage of my account growth, or a certain dollar amount. If I hit any one of those goals for the day, I've succeeded that day. I don't care what the dollar amount is, but if I hit my minimum threshold of either the pips, the percentage, or the dollar amount, or ideally I want to hit all 3 or exceed all 3. But if I hit any one of those, I've hit a great trading day and I'm happy, because you'll get the compound growth over time. And the good thing about this, when the light bulbs start going off and the fireworks start going off for you, when you start to really get this, you're going to have this experience with money that changes the way you deal with money. And you're going to stop being so thirsty for it, because you now know that it's available to you whenever you want it. And that right there is freedom. Okay? Method and results. Not method over, but method and results. Okay? But yeah, I just wanted to show y'all what we up against. Look at this shit. And you sitting here trying to trade from your Android. Are you kidding me? Come on, y'all. Like, don't fall for this social media bullshit. Look at this. This is what you up against every day. Every time you trade, you're going against this. Stock market or Forex, it doesn't matter. Come on, y'all. Like, don't let these people sell y'all dreams on social media. And I ain't saying that what they got don't work, because some of them do. But guess what? I got all their courses. Name somebody on social media that's training right now, except for a few. I guarantee you I got their courses, because I invest in my education. I have their courses. I know what they're doing. And literally 75 to 80% of all successful traders out there are trading a variation of the market maker method that my personal mentor developed. All right. So you ain't got to believe me, but the market going to make a believer out of you. But this is what you're up against. I just want y'all to know that. Okay. That's what you're up against. Look at somebody. This is the market maker cycle somebody's sharing right here. Right there. It's right there. And this comes from the program that I follow, but It's only bits and pieces out there. The whole thing, actually, let me tell you what my mentors do. They purposely put out bootleg versions of their courses, of the course that we study, the methodology we study. They purposely put the bootleg shit out there because they want you to get exposed to their method, but they also want you to come to terms with the fact that that's not really the sauce. So that you come on home, come on over to the home team and get the real deal. It's actually fucking genius when you think about it. They purposely put out a misinformation campaign because they know that, you know, people are always trying to steal the shit and put it out there. It's just fucking genius. But yeah, that's what you're up against when you're dealing with market makers. So look, check this out. You got the central exchanges, the market makers control the floor. You got the floor traders. This basically can be Barclays or Citi. And then you got the retail traders dealing with the market maker to get access to the big money at the central exchange. All right. Anyway, just want to show you all that. Okay. Now let's go ahead and jump onto the charts. Let's get to the real thing here. I know I'm going over right now. I'm probably over by, oh shit. I don't even know if that time is accurate. Anyway, check this out. So here, what we're looking at is a trading platform, a charting platform. If you didn't watch the other videos, this is where we do our analysis at. You know, the candlesticks can be, these things are called candlesticks. And I'll, all right. So these things are called candlesticks. And what this, so let's start with a charting platform. A charting platform gives you two basic pieces of information. It gives you the price or the exchange rate over here to the right-hand side. Right over here to the right-hand side, you got the price. It increases as it goes up, decreases as it goes down. This little black line represents the current price right here. This is where the current price is. And you're probably familiar, and then you have time at the bottom. So price over time. That's what a chart gives you at its most basic. All right. And the way the time flow works is the past is to the left. So everything to the left is historical data, things that have already taken shape. And over here to the far right is where we have current price action. Current price action is always over to the far right of the screen. Current price action. Okay, this is where current price is developing at. Current price is developing here. Now, you're probably familiar with charts in this fashion. If you've seen cryptocurrency charts lately, stock market charts in the newspaper, on TV, they talk about, oh my God, prices, you know, the rally and prices shot through the roof, or the market crashed and prices tanked. Basically, what you're looking at is price over time. These are the fluctuations of the increase and then decrease of price over time. That's what a chart gives you. No matter what it looks like, it's giving you price over time. I don't care if it's blocks, squares, Ninja Turtles, it doesn't matter. Whatever is represented as the unit of measurement is giving you price over time. All right. Now, we happen to use these things called candlesticks because this thing right here is called a line chart. This is a line chart because it gives you a line, a squiggly line. Now, what we use is candlesticks. All right, because they give you more data. And I'll talk about the data they give you a little bit. The videos covered this, but candlesticks are measured in units of time. So right now I'm looking at the 1 hour chart. So I'm examining the price of the US dollar versus Japanese yen in 1 hour time increments. So each one of these candlesticks measures 1 hour of price movement. In this particular case, the colors are represented in blue or red. Blue is an increasing candlestick where the price increased during that 1 hour, and the red candlesticks are decreasing candlesticks where the price decreased in that unit of time, in this case 1 hour. Okay, so you have increasing and decreasing candlesticks. All right, increasing is typically, well, it's called the bulls. Decreasing is called the bears. Increasing is called long. Decreasing is called short. up or down. That's basically what you're working with in this market. Is price increasing or decreasing? That's the question. Is price going to increase or decrease in the future? That's what you're doing here. You're trying to determine, is price going to increase or decrease in the future? And we basically place bets. You're not gambling, but you basically place bets on, is price going to, your position or your trade is a bet. You're betting that price is going to increase or decrease, and you get paid per tick, per unit of measurement, per pip. Every little pip adds to your account if you're correct, and can potentially decrease from your account if you're incorrect. But we have mechanisms such as stop losses, if you watch the videos, that we put in place as a safety mechanism to prevent us from losing any money that we don't want to lose. All right, so it's kind of like a safety trigger or a tripwire, where if it goes against you and it hits that, it closes your position. Okay, so we have strategies to manage our money that help us use these tools to prevent us from losing any of our capital, or at least losing a very, very small portion of our capital, okay, if we're wrong in our analysis. So this charting platform is called MT4 for short, but the real name is MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 4. This is the charting software we're going to be using because it's very customizable, and it's widely used and supported. And so we're going to be using MetaTrader 4 to analyze the markets. Analyze the markets. These mosquitoes are fucking deadly. Excuse my language. Mosquitoes are deadly in Uganda. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, it's scary, crazy. I want to go back to Zimbabwe. But anyway, so with this chart, we're analyzing the fluctuations or increases and decreases of price over time, 1 hour units of measurement for the US dollar Japanese yen. All right. Now, I talked about patterns. There are patterns embedded in this. So you're going to learn how to read the candlesticks, and you're going to learn how to read the patterns of candlesticks. And from those behavior patterns, we are able to determine with a very high accuracy of probability where price is going to go in the future, because we have the playbook. We understand how the market makers move and why they move. And guess what? We don't go against that. We move with them. I mean, you're a anchovy or a guppy compared to a killer whale or a blue whale or a humpback whale. You cannot change the flow of where that whale is swimming. What's the best thing you can do? Swim with it. And that's what we're doing. We're swimming with the whales and the sharks. We're not trying to swim against them. We want to move the way they move and make money when they make money. Okay? That's what we do. And in order to do that, you have to understand their psychology, their behavior, and their tools, what they have to move. Okay? So this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be analyzing charts and determining the future movement of price. And you're going to make money every time you're correct. And you can choose how much money you want to make. You can stay in a position as long as you want. You can enter when you want and exit when you want. You're not locked into any units of time or any of that. You can stay in for a few seconds, a few minutes, several minutes, a couple hours, several hours. It's up to you. A couple days, it's up to you, based upon your analysis and what happens when you enter a trade. You can close it whenever you want. Now, the good thing about this business is you can predetermine all of this. So you can decide where you want to enter and exit prior to you even taking a trade and clicking the buttons. All right. So you can know exactly where you want to get in and where you want to get out, set it, walk away, and wait for it to do its thing. That's where you're going to get to quite soon, actually, relatively soon. You're going to be able to set it and forget it. All right, so you're going to learn how to use this trading platform. It may look intimidating now, but it's not. It's the same buttons over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And it's only a few functions. All right, so you're going to use these few functions over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And so you're going to quickly become familiar with using this trading platform. All right, now let me touch on a little bit about the methodology. I shouldn't have closed that. Let me open it back up. Let me keep that one open. Let me touch on the methodology that we're going to be, a little bit about it. I'm not going to give you guys the sauce right now, but I'm just going to touch on it. And then I'm going to get off this session because I know it's going too long. And we will continue this info session on another day. if there's any more things I need to cover. Otherwise, we're just going to get rocking on Sunday with the Forex 101 stuff, and I'm going to guide you for the next 2 weeks to get you prepped and ready and give you a chance to get your little $50 together so that you can get started with the official program. And if you, whatever results you need, you want to see results from me, that's fine. Like, I don't care. Just ask me. You know, it's completely okay to do that. And I can tag you in albums. I have several albums on Facebook and several groups where I can tag you in and show you all the results from my students and from myself and this, that, and the other. But look, people know me in real life, so it's real. Fucking mosquitoes are wicked here. All right, check this out. Let me show you something. I'm going to show you from hand. I'm not going to show you my strategies per se just yet, but I'm going to touch on one of them. Show you one of them. All right. So I'm just going to jump into it right here. Here's one of my strategies I call cherry bomb, right? Because as you can see, I use these little cherry bombs as little indicators to show me certain conditions in the market. So before I get into that, so what we have right here is a clean chart, or what we call a naked chart. There's nothing but the candlesticks on there. And then you have charts where we have these things called indicators. Indicators are extra tools that we layer onto our charts to give us data that we can't see with the candlesticks alone. So with these candlesticks alone, yeah, I can pick out patterns. Yeah, I can see the structure. You guys can't, but you will learn to. But I see exactly what's going on. Like, I see the structure. Like, there's a rhythm to this market, all right? And it's based on 3. 3 is a psychological number in humanity. And this rhythm is embedded into this market. Case in point. Let me show you this. Check this out. Right there. Levels to this shit, literally. And you're gonna learn this. I'm gonna teach you about these rhythms, these levels. So here's what I did. I just picked out 3 levels for you, and this is what you're gonna learn how to do. You're gonna learn how to do this yourself. You're gonna learn how to do this. It's gonna be very powerful when you learn how to do this. And I'm gonna give you tools to help guide you to learn how to do this. Yada yada yada. So this is level 2. We'll put level. Come on, I hate when it does this. Level 1, level 2, and we'll copy level 3. Give me 1 second. Running a little slow here. All right, cool. So I just basically carved out 3 levels in the market, and the way the market makers work is they work in rhythms of 3. Sometimes they add an extra 3 rhythms in there or whatever, and I'll show you how to spot all that stuff in the future. But basically, the way they work is they work in levels of 3. That's the rhythm. Okay, remember that. Pulses, waves, levels, trends, cycles, whatever you want to call it, it works in 3s. At its base, at the base is 3s. And so once you get to a level 3 scenario, now there's setups or trade opportunities in each one of these levels. And I'm going to show you how to identify some of the most powerful ones. There's over like 30 that I can name, but we're only going to focus on a handful throughout your year because you don't need them. You don't need all 30. You really only need about 4 of them, 3 or 4 setups to make you a millionaire. One setup can make you a 6-figure trader. Just one setup can make you a 6-figure trader. And I'm going to show you where that happens. Now, a lot of this stuff may be going over you, people who are brand new to this. It may be going over your head, and that's okay. You're going to get it. Don't even worry. But it works in levels of 3s. And as you can see, I just identified 3 levels. And then what did it do? It dropped. Okay. Oh, wrong thing. Make it yellow. All right, and it dropped. Now I'm gonna show you another 3 levels. It's all over the place. Boom. And there's trades and all of these things right here. Like I'm telling you guys, like I'm going to show you how to bring some order to this chaos real easy. Okay. But yeah, that's what we do. Now this is one of my quick strategies right here. I can even carve up the 3 levels here if you want, like all here. It is all here for you to see. This actually comes down into here. Yep. Boom. 3 levels right there. Trades in each one of these levels, setups. All right. Then it reverses. And what is it doing now? It's reversing up to that way. Like I'm going to show you guys all this stuff. Like it's some dope stuff. But I'm not going to give it away tonight. I'm just trying to give you an idea. Now, in this particular trade setup, this strategy right here, here's what I would do. I'm going to paraphrase the rules. Basically, I'm looking for a cherry bomb to be above these. These lines are called moving averages. We'll talk about in detail what they are in the lessons, but the one-on-one lessons. But these are moving averages, and a moving averages basically calculates the closing price of so many candles over a certain period of time. Okay, and it gives you a visual line representation of that average. This is an average, a moving average, because it moves with the candle development, but it's an average, so it's a moving average, right? And so this basic strategy is all about is price above or below the 50 and 200 period moving average. Well, let's look at current price down here. Price is below the 50 right here and the 200 period moving average. The next question is, do we have a cherry bomb present? Yes, we have a cherry bomb present. Okay, boom. Once we have those 2 criteria locked in, then we want to give this pair some consideration, this currency pair some consideration to analyze it. Okay, and that's what I would do. Now I will go down a checklist of criteria from here. Should I show y'all my checklist? Let me see. I might show you. Let me see. I really don't want to give it to you, but I'm going to show you. Presets. Should be in presets over here. Checklist. I think this is it. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll show you guys. Is price above or below the 5200? Yes, it is. It's below. So we'll go ahead and check off this guy here and that guy there. Do we have a cherry bomb present? Yes, we do. If we have all 3, we can investigate to confirm that we have a true setup scenario. All right. Do we have 3 to 5 days of rise or fall? Let's measure. I'm going to show you how to measure. All right. Each one of these dotted lines, going vertical dotted lines, represents the start and stop of a new day. We'll talk about this in detail in the lesson. All right, do we have pretty much 2.5 to 5 days of rise or fall? All right, so from here to here, that's 1 day. Boom. From here to here is 2 days. Boom. So we don't have 2.5, but we're close. All right, so we'll go ahead and investigate. Okay. Do we have 3 times ADR? I'm not going to tell you what ADR is right now. Well, it's average daily range, but we'll talk about that later. So the ADR is 229. If I go ahead and measure, we are almost at 3 times ADR. So we're about two times ADR in about 2 days of drop. So not quite in our ideal scenario. I'm not going to check that off. Do we have the moving averages opened up or fanned out? Yes, we do. Do we have an outside structure vector? Yes, we do. Talk about that later. Is there a reversal pattern present? Yes, it is. We have a W, which is a double bottom. You'll learn about this pattern in the 101 stuff. It's shaped like a W. I'll turn the line chart on so you can see it basically. Let me move this out the way. See the W here? It's patterns, M's and W's. Remember that, double tops and double bottoms. There's a powerful patterns that you're going to use to make a lot of money from. All right, so we have that. I know this might be going over some people's head, but just hang in there because very soon it's going to make sense. So we have the W. That's our reversal pattern. And do we have, are we overbought, oversold? Yes, we were. Don't worry about that. Do we have a harmonic? H4, let me check it out. No, we don't. All right, but anyway, point is, we got most of our criteria, so we can investigate. Do I think we have a proper setup just yet? No, I don't think so. This is not a scenario I would trade at this point in time because we don't have enough of our strategy checklist checked off. And this is one of the strategies I'm going to teach you. All right, so this would be a no-go. Of course, I could go down the line and find more opportunity. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Do we have one here? Let me delete this guy off here real quick. Sorry. Get that out of the way. We're towards the end of the week, so I'll teach you about what they do towards the end of the week. Aha. That was a scenario there. I actually made money from that. We got one here too. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Cherry bomb above the moving averages. All the other stuff is there. We have an opportunity right here, guys, on the euro pound. On the euro pound 1 hour chart, we have an opportunity to make some money. I think that opportunity has already passed. Well, not quite. It's coming up, but it ain't ready yet. It ain't ready yet. Anyway, point is, this is one of the strategies I'm going to be teaching you. It's very, very easy to follow. You saw the checklist, and I'll give you more context about that once we get into official lessons and all of that good stuff. But yeah, here's one right here I was analyzing. Got 3 levels right here on the Aussie dollar 1 hour chart. And as you can see, if I drop down to the 15-minute time frame to analyze it in units of 15, there's plenty of opportunities to trade and make money here. All this stuff. Now I want to show you one other trade strategy that I'm going to teach you. This is what I think I posted this in the chat group yesterday. I'm not sure, but I was talking to one of my buddies, Dave, new friend of mine, Dave, on Facebook, and I was showing him like, look, bro, I got the playbook, right? Because Dave's like $1 million marketer, and so he's going to be helping me with my 25 websites I got to make at least $5,000 a month per website times 25. Think about that. So look, let me show you something. So there's a move I call a London Bridge. London Bridge is falling down, right? So basically we analyze the bridge. We look for the explosion, so to speak, from the bridge to make it fall down. Now it can also rise, so we can bring the bridge down, or we can build the bridge. So in this case right here, London Bridge is falling as opposed to building. And the way it works is we identify the bridge, and then we identify the move outside of the bridge. And once we confirm the move outside of the bridge, then we go from a M reversal pattern, double top. We run at least 3 levels down. And in this case, we got an extra level of 4. But this was a special scenario. So we technically had a 3-level move, but we had an extra move in it. They gave us a special scenario. I won't even talk about why, because it's over your head. And then we go into our W. So we go from M's to W's. All right. So this move occurs 5 days a week on one currency pair or another. It's called the London Bridge. I call it the London Bridge. So the London Bridge move occurs on at least 2 or more currency pairs every single night when the Asian into London session takes place. And so in the one-on-one session, we'll go into talking about the different Forex trading sessions that occur in a 24-hour cycle. But just know it starts off with the reset of Asia, Tokyo markets, into the London markets, into the New York markets. Each market is roughly 8 hours long. Tokyo is actually a little longer, but each market is roughly 8 hours long. And three markets around the world make up the full 24 hours in a day. This is how you can make money 5 days a week, 24 hours a day, because the Forex market is technically closed over the weekend. All right. Now, so basically coming out of Tokyo, going into London is when the London Bridge moves take place. And then it shifts going into New York. And then New York has a move as well that takes place. But this is a time-based opportunity. This time-based opportunity basically guarantees that you can make money 5 days a week. This scenario or condition-based opportunity that I'm going to teach you right here with this cherry bomb strategy is a conditional-based strategy. So it's going to be based on the proper conditions being present. So I'm basically giving you, and I'm going to give you multiple types of strategies to take advantage of both condition-based situations and time-based situations. And what that's going to do is make sure, it's going to ensure that you can always make money anytime you open the charts and get ready to trade. And I'm going to teach you one of the best times to trade in a session, in a day, and in a week, and in a month. I'm going to show you the best times to trade. And I'm going to show you how to spot certain things that you need to understand in order to maximize those times to trade. And eventually you're going to get to points where you can set your trades hours ahead, go ahead and go to work, go to school, go out and enjoy your time, and then check your charts later in the day and see your profit in your account. That's what you're going to be doing, okay? Like, that's how powerful this shit is. You know, I oftentimes, you know, set my triggers to either stop my trade out if it goes the wrong way, or take my profit if it goes the right way. I set that, walk away and go live my life, come back and I've made my money without having been stuck to the chart all the time. But for your first couple months, you're going to be on the chart quite a bit. Okay, so get ready for that. But the sooner you, the more you immerse into this information and all of that, the quicker you will get to where you need to go. All right, so we've been on this thing quite too long, guys. 2 whole hours. Sorry that it went so long. I just wanted to touch on exposing you to the information about the basics of Forex from a super, super high level, and then point you to information that will help you get prepared to go through this basics or one-on-one information with me, guiding you through it or helping you out over the next 2 weeks. And that is preparing you for actually joining an official program, whether it's mine or somebody else's. And that's basically what's the goal of tonight's session. So I'm sorry it took so long, but I kind of got to talking about my personal shit and rambling about information, because as you can see, when I get into this, I get passionate about it because it is a very powerful thing. I respect it. I appreciate it. I love it. And it's something that I enjoy, because it's the more I teach, the more I explain this, the better I become. Okay. And the better I become, the more money you make. This is one of the few professions and a few activities on earth that the better you become, the higher your income grows with this. This profession right here eclipses any degree program that you can ever go through. I don't care if you're a doctor, lawyer, whatever, it doesn't even matter. Okay. But yeah, I am so fucking tired, guys. Like, I am running on fumes. You understand what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and get off this thing. Thank you, Larice. I saw your message on the Facebook chat group. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Dante, for rocking with me so much, man. And staying on me, because you have to. I'm a very busy person. And between all the stuff I'm doing and trying to raise a family and be there for my wife and be there for my kids, and I got a fucking Pomeranian that is a master manipulator, and we got a African tabby. She's also a manipulator. So I got a lot of shit going on, y'all. So just bear with me through these processes. I'm only one man, and I'm truly doing this from the kindness of my soul. And yeah, just get ready. Get your little $50 together. If you want to pay up front, that's cool too. For you guys who pay up front, I'm going to give you guys some special stuff in addition to the discount, and we'll talk about that later. But thank you, guys. This video will be for replay. Sorry it's so long. So if you need to watch it again, I'm sorry that it's long, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I'm preparing you for a future that you don't even understand right now. You don't even understand the person you're going to become when you realize how much power you have over your financial situation, and that you can change your lineage to come. You can leave a legacy for your family. I'm going to be a millionaire just from trading alone at a slow pace, at a very conservative slow pace by the end of 2020. That's crazy. And then I'm going to show you guys how to set up international corporations and international trusts and trade through those mechanisms to minimize your tax liability offshore legally, because this money does fall under capital gains. Okay, so these are things that you're going to learn, and yeah, just get ready for it. For my people who have rocked with me in the past and been a part of me starting and stopping the training programs and stuff like that, or the mentorship efforts, I got something special for you guys as well. From the people who were in the old 90-day trader binary options program, I got some special stuff for y'all too. So yeah, just hang in there with me. All right, you're investing into yourself, not into me. Don't forget that, because you're gonna make back more than you ever give me. Like, once you start really making money from this, and you get a good grasp on this, you're gonna be like, dude, like you're gonna tell me. I guarantee you, those who stick with this, you're gonna tell me like, man, you played yourself. Why did you do that for us? Like, I have people asking me to this day, why did you do that for me? And it's because we all need to win. And I know that not everybody gonna skip with the program, and not everybody gonna stick with me, and not everybody's gonna want to partner with me and invest on things in the future. And some people are gonna pull some bullshit, but that's cool. You know what I'm saying? You got to break a few eggs. But you cut off the gangrene as soon as possible, and that's what I plan to do. For those who got some integrity, for those who got some honor and a code about they self that they guide themselves by, and they see the vision in the future. They see the long-term game. We got a bright future ahead of us, a very bright future ahead of us. And just keep this in mind. My partner, Solomon, is worth about $200 million. And he is always trying to find ways to keep me in Zimbabwe because of how powerful this information is, which is why he's giving me thousands of acres of land and anything else I ever asked for. And then, this is how I know, Ryan Coogler and all of those guys, and Denai and all those actors from Black Panther and other people, because of him. These people come to his house on a regular basis. He gives me the mansion. He gives me luxury villas and shit to stay at. Like, I don't pay anything to stay in Africa unless I want to, or I want to go do something on my own. That's how powerful this information is. He's a 9-figure individual. Literally, he does surgeries every day. He started one of the first eye schools, the first actually eye school in Zimbabwe. Like, this dude is a major dude. Like, he knows the presidents and all these people. Like, for real, he puts me in touch with the ministers and everybody, right? This dude stops what he's doing every evening to come sit and talk with me. And we build on a lot of different subjects, from brotherhood to Black, true history, knowledge of self, everything. And like, he literally sent me a message the other day, like, you are a special, amazing individual. And he was like, I'm glad to be your brother. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't know me from a fucking can of paint, and he knows thousands of people. And he's taken to me like that because of what I've given to him, which is unlimited potential with this skill right here. You're joining a very small elite club around the world, guys. There's only a couple million traders in the world, and only a small fraction of those are professionals and consistently profitable. So you're joining a very elite club. All right, keep that in mind. This is not child's play. All right, so have a great night, y'all. Thanks for sitting with me for all this time. Hope all this information was valuable to you, even if you move on without me. And I look forward to seeing you when I see you. All right, so just inbox me, either in the group chat or on a personal level. I literally got like almost 300 unchecked messages in my Facebook, guys. Like, you got to think about how much time it takes to interact with each person. Like, I'm scared to start going through these messages, so I don't try to be disrespectful if I don't answer your inboxes and stuff like that. But it's just like, once you start, it becomes an 8-hour job just replying to people. Like, I need a fucking assistant, but I ain't letting nobody in my inbox, right? So, yeah, you gotta just bear with me. Send me a message, and if you're a part of my trading circle, I'll get back to you right away. But a lot of people like to waste my time. I don't have time to waste. Okay, so that's why I like my Facebook inbox is so crowded, and I don't normally check it on an all the time basis because my money doesn't come from Facebook inbox, and my money comes from Facebook ads, right? So I stay on my business account, on my ad account, not my personal inbox. But I will stay in it for you guys. All right. So you got some questions, you got some concerns, you want to say something to me that's important related to what we're doing with this trading, hit me up. I'll check it. Just give me at least a day to get back to you. Cool. Have a great night, y'all. Appreciate everything. This video should be available for replay about 15 or 20 minutes after we are done. Have a great evening. I'm going to check this last chat box. You already in the circle, Dante. Just stay down, bro. Stay down until you come up with this, man. Have some integrity. Stay dedicated. You know what I'm saying? Treat this how you always wanted to have the collective. You know, all of us wants to be a part of something greater than ourselves. Treat this like that because we are earning the money to do all of the shit that we want to do. This is it. Look no further. You have it. And there's no cap to it. And the leverage is crazy. All right? Have a great evening, y'all. Appreciate the time. Peace.